Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about supply and demand and how supply and demand relates to us. Believe it or not, supply and demand relates to us in so many different ways because for one, we are the demand. Individuals and consumers are the demand, and the suppliers are the ones that make the products for us. So I went around and asked a couple of people why they thought things cost a certain price, and here are their answers.
Because people are jerks and they just want to make more money.
Okay.
Because quantity.
Right. What about quantity?
It's like what a certain package or item contains, you know?
Right. So, what do you think makes an item more expensive or more cheaper?
The stuff it's made out of.
I mean,
You have no smart
not
words.
the quantity, but the purpose it's going to be used for.
Because most of the things are time consuming.
So what actually determines the price of a product is the scarcity, meaning if it can be produced more or if it has limited resources. Limited resources are when you can't really make too much because the resources are limited. Another thing that determines the price of a product is the durability, meaning if it can last you a while or if it can last you for a very little bit of time. So another thing that determines the price of a product is its utility, meaning how it's going to benefit you or what service it's giving you. The better service that it's giving to you, the higher the price will be. Do you know what demand is?
No, I did not.
No. Demand is the willingness to own a product.
So after I gave them the definition to demand, I asked them why they thought it changed, and these were their answers.
I think it changes based on the economy. If the economy is good, more people are going to want to buy the product. And if the economy is bad, less people are going to want to buy the product.
It might change if you know how they have the celebrities and they use it and it gets the whoever watches whatever, it makes them want to buy whatever they're buying,
Right.
and so that makes the demand go up. I don't know, if someone were to be don't buy that, that's a bad brand, I would never buy it.
People change their mind sometimes because it's too expensive, and sometimes the economy goes wrong with something and products go higher.
Demand changes because of the willingness, people to change their mind, and the price is maybe not right for someone, and things like that.
So now that you saw why they thought demand changed, this is the reason why it changes. Demand changes by the price, meaning if the price goes higher or the price goes lower, the demand will also change. Another cause is substitution effect. For instance, we have the Bounty paper towels and we have the Stater Brothers paper towels. The utility is the same, it does the same thing, so people are going to go with the Stater Brothers one because it's cheaper and because it does the same thing. Another change to demand is also called income effect. What that is as the prices go down, the more money people will have in their pockets to spend money on other products. Another thing that changes demand is taste changes. So it changes and it varies depending on taste, opinion, and also seasonal. So in demand, there is something called the law of demand, and that is when the lower the price is, the more people are going to buy it. And the higher the price is, the less people are going to buy the product. Now that I've talked about demand, let's move on into supply. What is supply?
Okay, definition of supply is the amount of a product that is available to the public.
In supply, there is also a law called the law of supply, and that is the higher the price is, the more they have to offer. The lower the price is, the less they have to offer. So how do these two relate? If the demand is not willing to buy it at a high price that the supplier is giving it to, then they will have no sales. But if the supply sells it at a lower price, then the demand will more likely buy that product. So this is an example of how supply and demand work together.
No, I'll just give an example of supply and demand. Back in the 80s, there was a gas crisis. All right? So what that meant was that there was not enough gas, there wasn't enough supply of gas to meet the public's needs for the demand. So people were lined up around blocks and blocks, miles waiting to get gasoline. And when they finally got up to get the gasoline, they ran out. So that was the big gas crisis in the 80s. There wasn't enough supply of gas to meet the demand of the public.
So I went around and I did a survey and I asked people at around what price were they willing to buy a shirt from. I gave them the options of $10, $20, $30, and $40. 6 people were willing to buy the shirt at $10. Only 1 person was willing to buy it at $20. 2 people were willing to buy it at $30, and only 1 person were willing to buy it at $40. After that, I went around to different people and asked them if they had their own t-shirt company, at what price were they willing to sell it at. The options were $10, $20, $30, $40. Most of them said $30. But see, the problem is that if the demand are willing to buy it at $10, and if the supplier is willing to sell it at $30, then they will have very little bit of sales. But if they were to lower down the prices to $10, and maybe for a limited time, they would have more sales rather than if they had it at a higher price. So in the end, that is how supply and demand relate to each other. You can't have the supply without the demand, and you can't have the demand without the supply. So that is all for this video, and thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.